Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this April 2nd nightly daily cryptocurrency and XRP update that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve. And as we were thinking and we've been talking about, we've had a sharp rejection now just below. Let's put that into the full screen in the Bitcoin as a golden bearish cross, as we've been forecasting, is going to take effect here in the coming weeks. But we've gotten a sharp, still do not want to buy you, a sharp rejection just below. We had a wick high earlier of 88,538 in change, and we've had a quick reversal since then. As we've been thinking that from back here where we got rejected, about the same point, that the 50-day to the 100-day moving average or that horizontal 90,000 would be your rejection point. And then eventually this is going to exhaust itself and we're going to come down to our underneath target of $73,811.73. We've gotten another sharp rejection just in the past uh, really 2 hours. If we go into the 45, you can see it from the time you hit just above the 50 and just below the 200. You can see this kind of sharp rejection that we had. We've had a 6% reversal in the last hour to 2 hours. And we're going to continue to watch to see if this is the breakdown now that leads us to 73,811. And then we have a slight bounce from there. Or if this is just one final correction before we meet the 89,000 and then we come all the way down. But either way, we're coming all the way down. The truth, trust, education, and information and the value and the first mover advantage that you expect with Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing has been consistent. It's been repeated ad nauseum to keep you out ahead of the rest of the field. That we know we're in this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. We know we have to hit that 73,811, followed by a slight bounce. And the slight bounce is going to be due to, as you come to a technical level, you bounce back up a little bit. And then I believe what's going to happen is the overhead 50 is going to be falling like so. It's going to cross this slowly falling 200-day moving average. And as that happens, that's going to be the overhead pressure that you need to eventually drive you all the way down to the neckline at 58,903.89 cents. And that's what we're still forecasting. And I still feel like that's the highest probability and what pattern we're in and where we're going in the short to medium term. Become members of Jabroni Killers for an industry cheap and best value of $3.99. We have over 20 members now. It's very exciting. Just hit that join button, bell notification, and it's as simple as this to help spread the movement, to help change the cryptocurrency sphere, to help bring truth, trust, and education back into the sphere and legitimize it. And we're forcing the criminals and the market manipulators and the paid promoters and influencers to be truthful and trustful and honest because we're growing that message and we're growing the truth out there. And it's as simple to become a member as to hit that join button, and then you can become members of Jabroni Killers. I almost accepted. No, you're going to accept becoming members of Jabroni Killers because it's the industry cheapest and best value with the current temperature of 48 degrees, Jay, as a warm front is pushing in towards the Ohio Michigan border as I am just north of downtown Detroit inside the Vincenzo compound, right? And it's as easy as hitting that join button, becoming a member of Jabroni Killers, or in the video description and or the pinned comment, and hit that subscribe button and bell notification so you don't miss any cryptocurrency videos. And if we go into the XRP, is there any news to start off? No, we're XRP rise to rarity, only 1% may afford it, experts say. It seems like a lot of hogwash. Ripple RSLUSD gets major boost with payment. Solana XRP verge of critical testament, $270 million market sell-off. The XRP's fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, approaching a critical price level deemed important for its price trajectory. Uh, Faced additional selling pressure early Wednesday session with numerous cryptocurrencies trading down within the last 24 hours. Crypto liquidations reached 270 million, with bullish logs accounting for the majority of 161 million. At the press, XRP was down 1.6% to 211 and 14% on the weekly, currently near the $2 mark or the neckline that old Vincenzo's been talking about. The market remains cautious, and as old Vincenzo's been predicting, harping on and telling you, the mainstream would come around, but they are the second. They are not first movers. Vincenzo nailed this at the beginning, and now you can see here XRP fails sustained support at $2. It might signal a larger fall with critical support levels expected near the $1.80 to $1.60. On the other hand, it bounced back to 220 or higher. And you can see now some of these other mainstream uh, outlets, the same way as the influencers and insiders do not want to buy you on the cryptocurrency sphere on social media or on the mainstream media. As we were calling back here, we put our technical target out back in early to mid-January of $1.29. The rest of the field didn't see it. We told you the rest of the field would start catching on as the pattern revealed itself and became apparent, which was right into here, right there, just before that fake pump. They started promoting that we could have some downside. Now there's all drawing this head and shoulders pattern out. Now they're all showing that, as this guy just said, the $2, or as old Vincenzo's been saying, the $2.09 neckline, and then a $1.93 200-day moving average. That neckline's your critical support. We've been forecasting that they would come along, they would hop on board, they see old Vincenzo's videos, the market takes notice, and then when it becomes apparent, they must react to it, but we react to it first by having foresight and foreshadowing and reading the sentiment of the overall market, where the price is currently at, and what the future in the short to medium term look like. And we nailed this first. We told you they would catch on after, but you got to remember who got you the first mover advantage, the value of the first mover advantage, and the value of seeing it before the mainstream and before the social media influencers do, because that gives you the best probability to be successful based on understanding the market and based on hearing truthful information with facts and information. And that's the value of Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing and why you should subscribe, why this channel is continuing to skyrocket at a rate that I never thought was going to be possible, month over month, week over week. The channel is growing rapidly, and I'm forecasting 10,000 subscribers before you know it. We're about to hit 2,000 subscribers. We're going to be at 100 Brony Killer members in the blink of an eye, because the power and the truth and the trust that we're building here in this sphere and our little community is going to be matched by none and going to be out ahead of every other channel out there, right? So we know what we're doing in XRP. We can see in the hour time frame we've had a slight rejection or a big rejection as you reversed from the $2.23, as we were telling you, the 200-day or the 100-day or the 50, but right into there would be your rejection. And this recent pump, we got up to 223, and now we're down greater than 10%. If we're about to hit the 200-day moving average, where there could be a slight bounce before eventually this right shoulder has to trade out, and we have to come down to that technical target, followed by what could be a midsummer. And as we've noticed the last several Junes and Julys, we've had massive rallies. This could be another June and July massive rally. As in blue, this is what we're speculating after we fulfill this targeted move, something we've been talking about for about 4 weeks. Looks like it's got a high probability of happening. But then our new speculation beyond that is it could be a full lateral flush fake out where we come back down to the 69 to 99 cent level and a Bart Simpson head pattern. And that's something that we're trying to figure out if that's where we're going to go towards the end of the year. AMP just cannot get any footing. Eventually, this will break out and have a pump to the upside, but it's still following in this falling channel. You can see we're trying to hold it as support in the descending channel that we've been in. Eventually, when it does have a nice pump, it will pump and break to the upside, but we're still waiting on that to happen, and it can run in this channel indefinitely. H bar, we've hit our technical target now multiple times at 15 cents. And we've been telling you, other than a slight bounce, we think our next major move is going to come down to 0.09042. You can see we've had the bearish cross since the last time we looked at this. We're going to have the golden bearish cross like I had drawn out there, which we're just above it now. And I think that's going to be another thing that forces the price down. You could still have another slight bounce to 15 cents, but I feel like you're going down to the 0.09 cents. XDC, we've been foreshadowing, we've been talking about the golden bearish cross here. We've been talking about we've had the bearish cross now in the daily. The golden bearish cross will happen, but we've had that head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern up there, which leads you to a technical target at 0.042 cents, followed by what we're speculating on a nice recovery bounce, potentially back up into that 0.0666 range to slightly higher. But we're coming down and we're going to come down big, I believe. Algo, you can see we never quite made it. Still don't want to buy you. We've never quite made it back up to that 20 cents on this recent rally that we had off the 17-cent support level. We got as high as 21. So it's still a fairly good call as we were calling that. Oops, get back down there. We were calling that when the price was up here at the bottom part of this red trading zone. And like we were talking about there, the next major move, I believe, is down to 10 cents. If we go into DGB, we had that big fake out up to 10 cents. We were telling you the price was going to come back down. We've had the bearish cross, so that gave you some reprieve, but now the price is trading back down. We're sitting at a major support and resistance level that it's been holding at the 0.0083, but an area that we've been watching and been talking about is the 0.00592, where I believe this is going to break down to. Quant, you can see is starting to break down after having a nice little rally. We forecasted maybe as high as the blue back up to $86. It got up as high as $81, so about $5 less. Then we showed you in green the second leg of this, and then it's going to come down more than likely to 49 cents. Iota is another thing that's had the golden bearish cross. And it's had a complete flip where the long-term moving average is on top now. We're trying to hold a double bottom at this 16 cents, but unfortunately, I think we're going to break down past that, stop that, and we're coming down, I think, to the in yellow target at 0.0993. Like, subscribe, and share. I got some dinner I'm making. I will have another update a little bit later on tonight. Peace and love, the Rocks Eyebrow J.